This perception of all knowledge suspended within motion in inertia inspires within man that which he thinks is new knowledge, and as he adds it to his thinking, he again writes it upon his soul. Man does not realize that what he considers new ideal, brought into the appearance of existence, is but old ideal, stored within him, projected upon the outer plane of his thinking. Inspiration. When man gives to other men the inspiration which has come to him, he is a divine messenger of the living God, delivering to man his revelation from the Holy of Holies. The genius, the super-thinker with imagination, who brings beauty to the world, is inspired man thinking in light. The greater the imagination, the greater the perception of the reality of universal existence, hence the greater the intelligence. The lesser the imagination, the greater the reality of the appearance of existence. The greater the imagination, the nearer to oneness and the further from the animal. The inspired genius of great imagination has great intelligence. He is able to use his knowledge creatively. Those things which he desires to know, he may know. The humble poet, inspired by knowledge conveyed to him by contemplation of the orbs of night, may give to man a message of truth which will outlive long generations of the learned, whose disproved facts have died in the proving. The prophets were super-thinking men of great genius. The prophets had knowledge of the causes of things and could foretell their effects. Comprehension of the effects of a cause is not prophecy. Out of knowledge of the beginnings of things is born the imaginings concerning future things. The weather forecast for tomorrow is not prophecy. It is an act of intelligence born of knowledge. Genius is the forerunner of civilization. Genius knows the ecstasy of the high heavens and the mountaintop. Genius is the bridge between man and God. He who will may cross it. Genius is locked within the soul of every man. He who wills may unlock its doors and know its ecstasy. Genius gives to man that which alone endures, which man has named art. No work of man can endure which is not born of inspiration and created in ecstasy. Genius gives to man ideal, rhythm, and form, which are of the soul, and beyond which in the created universe there is nothing. Genius knows no limitations within those which are universal. Genius knows love and truth in all their fullness. Genius translates the word of the universal one into the word of man, for the soul of man. They who attain the ecstasy of genius are ordained messengers of the universal one. Genius lifts man from the lowly stage of ferment. Man still is new. He is still but in the ferment. Genius lifts brute man to gentle man. Genius gives to man the harmonies of universal rhythm, without which all is discord. Genius gives to man knowledge which is of the soul. He who tunes his heart to the messages of genius purifies himself. No impurity can there be in his heart, for verily he then is in communion with the Holy One. The pure in heart know their universality. Man may know his oneness. He who listens to the translations of genius knows the word of creation. He knows the rhythm of the universal language of light speaking in his inner mind. Genius awaits him who listens. The messages of genius are for the inner mind alone. The outer mind comprehends them not. To him whose inner mind is quickened into ecstasy, God speaks from the trees of the forests, and he understands. To him the silent voice of nature speaks, with understanding, from the babbling brook and the pounding sea. He knows all things. To him universal mind unfolds truths from the light of the sun, and the blue dome of the heavens. He has all knowledge. To him the rosy dawn and the golden autumn sing messages which are to him as an anointing from the Holy One. He knows no limitation. He who has not ears to hear crucifies genius. The penalty of genius is crucifixion. The reward of genius is immortality. Whom man crucifies does he glorify with immortality. 7 cities warred for Homer being dead, who living had no roof to shroud his head. Genius desires no reward. The glory of genius is humility. Genius knows not the taint of arrogance. Conclusion. Man has all knowledge within himself. Inspiration will unlock the doors of all knowledge. All knowledge exists in its entirety in all of the universe. All knowledge, being universal, exists in man. The universe is omnipotent. The universe is indissolubly united. Omnipotence is of the electron, the atom, the magnetic field of the atom, the molecule, the mountain, the man, the planet, the air, the water, the fire, the stars in the heavens, and the far reaches of space. The oneness of the universe allows no exceptions, no mistakes, no error in its all-inclusiveness. Nothing is omitted from the entirety of universal mind. There is all knowledge in all matter. There is all intelligence in all matter. All matter is spirit. Spirit is God. God is universal. God is all, one. Now I will read what is under this chart. There is but one dynamic force. The apparent division into apparent opposites is an absolute characteristic of all phenomena of nature. There are no opposites in fact. Out of any action the opposite reaction is born, and out of the reaction the action is again regenerated. The cosmic pendulum ever swings from non-opposition through an orderly periodicity of opposition and back again forever and ever. Increasing opposition or apparent separation into two develops an increasing intensity of desire to return to the inertial state of non-opposition. This desire is all that constitutes the force which man calls energy. The opposites of energy developed by increasing desire and radiative energy, by increasing desire to oppose a state of inertness, are generative energy, which is gravitative and attracts, and radiates energy, which is separative and repels. Energy decreases as these opposites separate and increases as they amalgamate. The law, everything that is of everything else that is. Nothing is of itself alone. The one force of the universe is the energy of thinking mind. There is no other energy. Okay. And that is what it's under that in small print. And there's even more small print, but you wouldn't be able to see it if I tell you what the little plus and minus signs mean. Some mean male, female, some mean male, and some mean sex opposition, electricity, magnetism, different things. Really would be good to get these charts and see them. And this book is really rather inexpensive, just $50 now. That the price has come down from $250 to $50. So if you're a scientific mind and you want to look at these charts up close, I would suggest you get the book so that you can do that. Over and out for now.